Hi everyone, my name is Angel Monroe, a student at Grand Canyon University. Today I will talk about professional dispositions that I possess as a teacher. To begin with, the first disposition that I possess as a teacher is high expectations. Setting high expectations for students shows that I, as a teacher, care for them. For example, as a first grade teacher, I set a high expectation for my students and I challenge them to be on their best behavior while they're in school as well as while they're out of school. And I always tell them that they are a reflection of their parents as well as their teachers. Also, another expectation that I tell my students to uphold is having neat handwriting. And when I tell them that, it is just like something amazing happens. It sparks something in them. I began to see those students forming letters and numbers, like very neat. Versus before, before I didn't have the expectation, but the more and more I started seeing work come in, I said, "You guys, I expect for you to have great handwriting." And I even gave them examples. So as I gave them the examples and as began to walk around the classroom, I began to see that their handwriting began to improve. So with high expectations comes with them setting higher standards for themselves. And that is so amazing. The second disposition that I possess as a teacher is compassion. I'm a big advocate for compassion. I'm showing love towards my students because they may not receive it at home. I try my best to empathize with them when they aren't feeling like themselves. So sometimes I might just give them a high five or a hug. Or when they're walking in the morning, I might say, "Good morning, sunshine. How are you doing?" And if they want to talk during the morning, I'll allow them to come up to me and we'll talk. Also, I enjoy having our lunch talks. At lunch, they begin to talk to me about things that they do at home and about what they do with their siblings and different things like that. Also, they express to me their favorite colors. They tell me their favorite colors. It's just amazing. When the child knows that you really care and you have compassion for them, it's like they're open up and you'll begin to see their academics begin to soar, they begin to grow. And it's just an amazing thing. It kind of goes hands in hand with high expectations. The third and final disposition that I possess as a teacher is professional conduct. It is my duty as a teacher to exhibit professionalism. That goes with my attire and how I carry myself. How I carry myself tells my students and my colleagues as well as my principal that I am glad to be here. I would not come to school dressed in oversized clothes or just come to school just looking any type of way, but I will come to school looking presentable, showing that my students, I am ready to learn. I am here for you and I'm open. I will always come with a smile on my face. I also have my bubbly personality. I will not gossip about anyone because I know that being professional, you have to be professional at all times. Being professional, you cannot just simply talk about others. That is not what we're called to do as teachers. We're called to be an example, set an example. I wouldn't want to work with someone who's constantly gossiping. And that has happened before. So I have to distance myself from that person. And I will continue to strive to be that professional teacher throughout my educational career. And I want to be that example that other teachers under me that can look up to. The dispositions that I would like to work on is curiosity. Curiosity, I would like to find out ways that I could spark that curiosity in my students, like high order thinking, getting them involved more. I think I kind of do a great job at that, but I would like to know more. Like, what can I do more to spark curiosity in my classroom? Also, I would like to like have display some creativity in the classroom. I know that I have some creativity skills, but I would like to know more. So I think I would just try to find professional development so that I can go to a workshop that I could attend to boost the curiosity as a professional. Also, in advocacy, I would love to advocate more for my students. Instead of like in the classroom, that's great. But outside the classroom, I want to advocate more towards my students, helping them find things, even for the parents. I want to be involved in the community more at where I work, not just at school, not just wake up and drive to school, work for my kids, teach my kids, and then go home. I want to be involved in what's going on in their community. Also, reflection. Reflection for me is a big thing that I need, most definitely needs to work on. Reflection, I can say that that's hard for me because I tend not to reflect, but I do need to start journaling and writing down things in the journal, talking about my day, or maybe even record myself telling showing to see what I can do better in the classroom. What can I do better to make that lesson more attainable for my students, to make it more engaging. Also taking advice from colleagues, and also taking compliments from my colleagues, because sometimes that is hard to do, because sometimes I set myself lower than other teachers, but I can't do that because I have to have high expectations for myself. And also, being a third year teacher is very, very trying because you're still learning. And so, being having that journal will allow me to reflect back on things. And last but not least, how can I? Well, I'm not at the end quite yet, but um, it's to demonstrate. I can demonstrate my dispositions to understand the cultures and genders and other differences to build strong relationship with my students and families. Is as a teacher, I can effectively work on these dispositions, such as honesty and fairness and compassion and high expectations. The more and more that I work on these things, the better I will become an effective teacher. Having these dispositions under my belt and displaying those through my character and through who I am will help me to be the effective teacher. Just as with engaging in a conversation with my principal about my observations or evaluations. I could think about my first evaluation that I had, and I was talking with my principal. She expressed to me that I was doing a great job and I could do better. And I was kind of puzzled because I really didn't know what I was doing. And she expressed to me, well, maybe we can partner you up with the teacher, with the veteran teacher. And I appreciated that a lot. I appreciate that because I learned a lot from that veteran teacher. And now to this day, I am visiting classrooms and taking notes from teachers that have been teaching over 6 years. And I have been learning new things. And I always try to write it down what I learned and then implement it in my classroom. But sometimes it don't always go that way. It doesn't always go that way. And and that's totally fine. So I have to keep critiquing it and making it better. And all the comments that I receive from my principal and receive from my colleagues, I'll take those into consideration and I'll make it better. And I'll try to make it better. Um, like I said previously, sometimes it's hard for me to intake feedback, whether it's positive construction. I need to do better in that area. And that will end my disposition. And those are the things that I would like to work better on, and also the things that I possess as a teacher, as a third year teacher. Thank you so much.